Hello everyone, welcome to another reading vlog. So today is Friday and I got up a little earlier today, so I got up at 7 for a workout at 7:30 because my sister hopefully will be able to cross the border this weekend, or like today. So my sister resides back home in Canada while we've been here, and since the pandemic we have not been able to see her, and she needed to come home for some academic stuff that she needed to do. And some of her medical stuff, so hopefully she'll be able to cross because we are American residents. That shouldn't be a problem because we're Canadian citizens. Going back shouldn't be a problem. She will be self-isolating and all of that stuff, so we are taking every precaution basically. But yeah, I am super tired. I did not sleep at all last night. The past few nights I've been having a hard time falling asleep, and my alarm went off at 7 and I was like, why did I say like we were gonna get up earlier today, and like why did I do that? But alas, here we are. But nevertheless, I am really excited for this reading weekend. My sister is bringing a couple of her books on racism that I talked about, and there's a few that I want to read, and the books have been sold out everywhere, so I was like, can I borrow your copy just to read? So I plan on reading one this weekend, but I have very ambitious reading plans for this weekend, so that will be really good. But I'll quickly go over what I plan on reading this weekend, and then I'll go quickly, do my workout, and then I have to study. Currently I'm about like 90 pages or so in Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I've been reading this one on my Kindle, and I've been bouncing back between the physical book and the audiobook. I do enjoy the audiobook, so we'll see if I'll kind of like mix it up again as well. But it's just been really nice rereading the Harry Potter series. I haven't marathoned this series in a very, very long time, so it's been super nostalgic, and the third book is one of my favorites of the series. And then I've also been marathoning the Gallagher Girls series by Ali Carter, and I'll be doing a more in-depth vlog experience for me binging this series, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But I'm about 110 pages into this, and I definitely can just finish this if I put my mind to it, probably in not even an hour, so I can get that one done pretty quickly. And then the ghost of a book here is White Fragility, and that is the book my sister is bringing. I like how I'm just pointing to it like it's there, and I hope to read that one as well. I think that one only has like 100 or so pages in it, so it could also be a very quick read. But yes, the 3 books that I plan on reading this weekend, and if I could get that done, I will be very, very happy. But in the meantime, I have to go to my workout. So it is a little bit after 11 now on Saturday, and I haven't done an update in a while. My sister came home yesterday, so it was really nice. I just spent a lot of time just hanging out with the entire family now. And I did a little bit of reading in Harry Potter. I maybe read like 30 pages or so I'm almost halfway through. My goal is to finish that today, but in the meantime, I'm just in line. Actually, I'm doing a Dunkin' run for the family. It's just kind of like a dreary day outside. I know they want to get the mulch kind of done. They ordered mulch my parents ordered mulch for the garden on Monday, and so it's just been sitting there because they haven't had time to do it. So they're going to be doing that today. And then I want to make a couple masks. We have all the fabric. We got it yesterday, or last weekend. We got it all, so I'm going to make a couple masks. I have my mask now in preparation for my order, because I like to, even if I'm just there, you know, at the drive-through, I think it's important to wear it. So yeah, so that is my plan for today. I'll show you my books that I got from Chapters Indigo when I get home. Alrighty, so these are the books that I ended up getting from Chapters. So I got the Gryffindor House editions, paperback and hardback of Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire and the Order of the Phoenix, so I keep those up there. So I'm going to add those up there in a little bit. And then she also brought her copies of the new Jim Crow and White Fragility, which I hope to read this weekend, but I apologize for the mess. I need to work on this, but yeah, I'm happy I have these ones. This one's huge, but oh my. Everyone, so long time no check-in, but I just have been enjoying just time with the whole family being together, so I haven't done a lot of, you know, voice, you know, chatting with you guys. So I give you a little update. So on Friday I read about 30 or so pages in Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, and we had a nice little dinner, and then we watched a documentary on the Lincoln assassination, and it made me forget how much I was just fascinated by this. In grade 7 we did a unit that was solely on Lincoln, and it was when we were living in Chicago, so we took a trip down to Springfield. We got to go to his like house down there. We got to see his like grave essentially, and then also his museum. So I remember just being totally fascinated by that, and I think that's where I really got into history, so that was really cool. And then on Friday I literally spent the entire day making masks and listening to the audiobook for The Prisoner of Azkaban, which I ended up finishing. So I was just on a spree. I think I made like 6 masks, and I love sewing, so I'm like, I was busy, you know, making masks for my family, and then they were doing all the mulch stuff outside, and it was very hot and humid, so I was like, I'm not really good for the manual labor, but I can do this stuff. So my goal is, I have about 100 pages, 120 pages in Across My Heart Hope to Spy, so my goal is to finish that in the morning, and then I'm gonna pick up White Fragility, which my sister brought, and I'm really excited for this actually. Like, it's only like 100 or 50 pages, so I think it can be read relatively quickly. So if I could finish these 2 today, that will be great. So that is the plan, crossing my fingers, seeing how it goes. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go have a cup of tea outside with my mom and sister, and I also have put my laundry in too. So I will be busy just getting all that stuff done, and then I will get some reading underway. So I will catch up with you guys in a little bit. Alrighty guys, so it's almost 3 o'clock now and I finished Cross My Heart and Hope to Spy. I read like 120 or so pages and I liked it. I enjoyed it much more than the first one. The first one is very much juvenile, but then you also this one kind of deals more with kind of setting up the overarching plot, which I don't remember, but I know it's kind of setting it up. And it's good too because I don't remember this one as much as the first one, and then the other books I don't remember a single thing, so it was good. I would give this one a 4 out of 5 stars. It's just like a fun YA read. And so in the meantime, I'm going to pick up White Fragility. Like I said, my goal, if I could finish that today, that would be ideal. I don't know if I'll be able to do it, but I'm going to try, so I'm going to do that. So yeah, I'm just going to head on in and grab White Fragility. Alrighty guys, so it is Tuesday now and my customary wrap up of my reading vlog. So it was a very successful reading weekend. I read a total of 3 books and I'm very pleased about that. I feel like I've just been on a reading roll these past few weeks, and this weekend I did not disappoint. I read the 3 books that I wanted to read. So I ended up finishing Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, which I gave a 5 out of 5 stars. Obviously I just love this one. Probably is my favorite of the series, and I loved this one. This is definitely where it becomes more complex as a series and where we kind of understand the threat of Voldemort, I feel like, where it actually becomes very much real. And so I really love this one. I cannot recommend this, rereading this series. It feels just super nostalgic, and I haven't really sat down and read 1 through 7 within a short span of time since I first read them, so I've been really enjoying that, and I'll be picking up the 4th one very soon. I also ended up finishing Cross My Heart and Hope to Spy by Ali Carter, and I gave this one a 4 out of 5 stars. I enjoyed this one so much more than the first one. I feel like especially the first 2, these ones are still very much setting up this world and these characters, and then I don't remember the overarching plot of the next 4 books, but I remember it gets more complex, and I've just been enjoying reading this. There's something super nostalgic about this because I didn't read Harry Potter until I was going into grade 9, so this was definitely a series that I grew up with. I've read the first one, I think, came out in 2006, so I was either in grade 5 or in grade 6 when I read this, and the last book came out when my first year of university, so it's been super nostalgic. I didn't remember too much about this one, so it's like reading it for the first time again, and I'm super excited to continue on with this series. It's just been fun, and I was super worried reading this series from an adult perspective because this series is near and dear to my heart, so I was worried how much my perspective would change, but it's just a fun read, and I love these characters. I love the school setting, and I can't wait to see what happens because I don't remember at all. And lastly, I ended up finishing White Fragility by DiAngelo, and this one took a lot, a couple days for me to actually kind of articulate what I was feeling reading this, and it was very eye-opening. I gave this one a 5 out of 5 stars. It made me really kind of ashamed and embarrassed on some of the things that I've done, and how I've just been kind of very oblivious to how much racism is integrated into the fabric of our society, and it made me really evaluate the things I've done, the world that I live in, and it's really changed my perspective, and I feel like I can use this as a learning opportunity to become a better ally. And I think this one, because it's written directly for white people, I think it really gets that point across. Some of the things were in here, how in YA people, characters are only mentioned by their race if they're people of color, how teachers are predominantly white, and I didn't even that wasn't even something I even thought about. I was just oh man, until I got to university I had all white teachers, and that was something I never even, crossed my mind. Or let me just grab my notes here, because it was just I learned a lot, and I was very much kind of I don't even know how to articulate this because I was just left shocked. Or how when we say oh, it'd be go to the good old days, for me I'm oh, going to live in the 20s for a day or 2 would be fun because it would be safe for me. But if I was someone who was black to go back in there, it would be not safe. The KKK, basically what's going on now is going on back in that day, and I'd never thought about it that way. Or just how Trump capitalized on white fragility was so eye-opening, and just seeing that hatred and kind of understanding that I'm obviously not to the extent of a Trump supporter basically, but like I, you know, never really considered myself to be racist, but like you can't not be racist. So the goal is to be an anti-racist, become a better ally, and this made me realize the things in my world. Like there's no people of color in my neighborhood, not a single person. It's all white people here. It's just like it made me kind of really, it kind of cleared the lens of how I see the world, and I could see more detail about it. So I feel like this book provided me a very good learning opportunity on how I can become a better ally, change my ways. Like I will never know what it feels like, what, you know, police brutality is. Like I will never know what that feels like to be like scared to, you know, be around a police officer or experience racism, but I'm using, like I want to become a better ally, and I'm willing to help this movement. And I think this one helped me really kind of address some of the things that like I didn't even realize I was being a part of. And yeah, definitely recommend this one. It's an eye-opener. 5 out of 5 stars. Highly recommend. So overall, it was a very successful reading weekend. It was kind of built on nostalgia, and then also kind of, you know, systemic racism, and kind of addressed some of the things that I felt like, you know what, it's time to open your eyes, Lexie. So it very much was very eye-opening, and it was, like I said, very life-changing. Like I felt like raw reading it because I was just like, oh my goodness. But nevertheless, I highly recommend you pick this book up, and I feel like this is the pinnacle point in history where we need to become better allies. So overall, like I said, very good weekend in terms of reading. And so yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.